it's Hannah from Wellies and Wax Jackets. Just thought I'd do this little preview on our onion seed sowing that we're doing today. It's been a really long time since I've posted on YouTube. Had a bit of a bad year last year. Lost both my mum and my dad all in April. Then we had a house move, and then I lost my uncle. Yeah, it was a crazy year last year, but we're getting back on top of everything, and we're getting ready for this year's growing season. In fact, as I say, today we're starting with onions for our video first of all. Feel free to have a look at our website, welliesandwaxjackets.co.uk. Everything's all on pre-order at the minute. Obviously we're not quite grown yet, but we're getting there, and even if you don't buy anything, we won't be offended. We'd love it if you went and had a look at our site, and always keep us in mind if you ever need any plug plants. So anyway, let's crack on. Just wanted to show you my sofa here because I'm covered in seeds. There we go. It's all good fun this time of year. Literally hundreds and hundreds of different seeds. And all these. I love this box. This was a present to myself, but it's fantastic for storing all your seeds and put all the names of things. It's just a really good way of keeping everything really organised. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of seed organising going on today. Anyway, let's get on to the sowing of my onion seeds. So here we go. You'll notice with these that we are what we call module sowing, or multi-sowing, should I say, sorry. You can see that I'm just putting 3, maybe 4 seeds in my hand at a time, using the crease of my hand as almost a funnel to get the seeds to fall down into the little dips that I've created in the top of the compost. It can be quite tricky at times. As you can see, these are the dib holes that we've made to put the seeds in. So it's quite difficult to always exactly get 4, particularly with these very dark seeds, and then of course if you drop them on the compost they're almost impossible to find because they're so dark and not much difference in colour to the compost. Having run out of the black red barren seeds, we've now swapped over to these pelleted versions. Never used these ones before, but on immediate look they are going to be a lot easier to see and handle because they're round and bigger. Again, as you can see, I've just put in 4 into each cell, and this actually will make things a lot easier using these pelleted seeds, just because, as you can see, it's much more obvious that there's 4 in there as opposed to 8. But yeah, so I think I may well change over to these from now on. I've done all the seeds. I'm just going to cover them all over with a layer of compost. As you can see, they're only in the cells, but down to about 1 centimetre depth, or the depth of your fingernail, really. Just covering over the top of the seeds, and then I shall go and press it all down, just so that there's a good contact between the seed and the compost underneath and the compost that I've just put on the top. Really loving this compost. You can see there's these little green, what looks like a pelleted seed is actually not. It's like a bit of feed that's actually put into the compost. There's not a lot of it in there, but it does. Yeah, it is looking very good compost. Again, this is new compost that I'm trying this year for the first time, and it is, yeah, it looks really, really good. I'd highly recommend it actually. I thought I'd put a quick picture in here of this. It's multi-purpose compost from Compost King. I will link to their website in this bottom of the video in the comments. As I say, I've never used it before, but the quality seems really, really good. There's no massive grippy lumps in it, and it actually looks really nice for starting off seeds. I tend, excuse me, I tend not to buy fancy seed compost, although I have previously used Levington's, but I do find it really, really sandy. And yeah, I just find it really heavy to use. But this is looking really good. Obviously, time will tell, but it does look quite good. So I've just finished in taking off the excess compost, and looks like it's all ready to go. So that's all the seeds sown now for today. Certainly onions anyway. Yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit about the multi-sowing that we've done there in that video. This is something that we like to do because we are not interested in having massive, great big show onions. And of course, we just, all we're after really is just sort of medium-sized onions, which are just great for everything. Whether you want to some in your sandwich, if you want to some in your salad, or obviously to chop up in your food, whatever. Just a really nice medium size. So we do the multi-sowing. Usually with the Red Baron we do, as I say, 4 seeds is usual. With the black non-pelleted seeds it's difficult, so sometimes there might be 3, sometimes there might be 8. Yeah, it just depends on how many fall off my hand and whether I can find them again once they've gone into the compost. And then what we do is when they're planted out into the ground, we will, as they're growing, we will take out the smaller of the onions, almost like salad onions, so that we'll use them in the same way as salad onions just before they've started to bulb, and that then gives space for the rest of those cluster, if you like, of onions to grow bigger and bigger. As you use the smaller onions up, that gives more space then for the next onions to grow bigger and bigger. So if there's 4 onions in total in a module, then you'll start picking out the first ones, then the second ones, and then going from smallest to biggest, and then maybe even just leaving the last 1 or 2 in the ground to use as a main crop onion, and therefore they'll be much bigger. But it's a really nice way of being able to have a consistency of onions rather than planting one individual seed hoping that it grows, and then if it does, you've got to wait a long time before you can harvest that onion. So yeah, having the 4 to 8 onions in one cell just means that you can have onions for a much longer period of time. So that's why we do it. It also saves space as well. Having rows and rows of onions, of single onions, takes up a lot of space. Obviously this way you can pretty much grow 4, 5, 6 onions in a very, very small space. So yeah, it's good for space saving. Again, planting density, you're using less water over a smaller area, because you're not watering big rows and rows of onions. So with the multi-sowing method, you can potentially get maybe 70 to 80 onions in around about a square metre, if they're planted in sort of 4s to 5s in a clump, and then you can use the smaller ones, as I say, for as a spring onion or a salad onion. So yeah, you can actually get quite a lot even in a very, very small space. The ones that you've seen me sow today are the ones that we sell in our online shop. So once they're grown and they're plug plant size, so they'll be maybe 2 to 4 inches tall, and they will literally be ready to pull out of the plug, out the packaging, and pop them straight in the ground, and that will be it. Just water and wait for them to harvest. So anyway, right, I shall leave it there. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm Hannah, and this is the Wellies and Wax Jacket channel.